Thanks. All right. So everything I'm saying, oh, sorry, thanks, bro. Sorry about that. So everything let me just come away from the tree so you could see me better. All right, so pretty much everything I'm saying is the agreement is I stand, you sit. So let's get Bogey to sit. He's much calmer now than even a few weeks ago in this moment. But anyway, Bogey's seated in the agreement. My left hand is extended, naturally where I like to say where God placed it. Got this leash tucked in real nicely so it ain't confusing. Got that collar right up behind the ears. And my hand is right where he has no extra leash. Everyone's going to be different because the length of our hands are different. So someone might be in the exact same setup, but they're like this. All right? So in my case, you just want your hand extended. And then you want no extra leash, but it's not tight. See, I'm relaxed. And by the way, that's how I actually check. I jiggle. I jiggle my left hand and say, am I relaxed? Am I set up? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Now I'm going to walk forward. I've already set up the agreement. I could do a watch me. Watch me. Yes. Heel. Now, as long as I stay calm and steady, Bogey's not going to be pulling as much because he's sensitive to the way that feels. But I had to give him a gauge to begin with. He didn't know where to go because we were all over the place. So how does he know where to be? So then he says, you know what? I'll just pull it full, not full string. All right. Now, if it dropped down to the side, that's fine because he's not really pulling that much. He's just trying to get comfortable. So I could live with that. Up to the top was really just to make it work. But it's working, so you could relax. And you notice the same tapping that I talked about? Repetitive tapping really works, guys, as opposed to a bunch of heavy popping or like one solid pop. If you just do like soft taps repetitively, works out super good. And by the way, what's the command for this? Bogey, heel. So I want you to try, man, because I truly believe that you could get Bogey to stop pulling, but it's that you have to learn. Yeah. It's not really Bogey. All right. All right, so give it a shot. I'm going to be quiet. Back out for a bit. How about you walk straight out to the road where it's really distracting? All right. And since he's doing so good, you can put in your yeses and your good boys in there. Yes, good boy. Bogey heel. Yes, good boy. Bogey heel. Way to go. All right, good job, Bogey. All right. So tell me, man, was what I said just now different than what you were doing before, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I think it'll be helpful now we have these collars too.
You have the training collars as well, definitely. The regular collars don't aid as much when you have a problem. Yeah. If you have no problem, then who cares? When you have a problem, you gotta get the right tools. All right, good stuff. All right. Yeah, there's one more important thing to cover while we're still on this topic. Because I want to help you guys for when you're practicing at home. Because you walk your dogs pretty much almost every day or every other day, something like that, right? Yeah. So you're going out every day. And so if you're going out every day and you're starting off with a casual walk, then your dog assumes all walks are going to be casual. Mm-hmm. All right? And so he's going to pull harder, expecting I should be allowed to. Right? And a lot of people get confused in a sense where when I say, hey, go out with a control walk and don't let your dog put their head to the ground. And they say, well, how does my dog tell me where he wants to poop? Right? I think that tends to be the issue. That's the issue for me sometimes. So, I mean, we're intelligent and our dogs are super smart and we have a relationship. So if I could see my dog needs to go in a particular area or is gesturing to go there, I'll walk there with a control walk. And then when I get to the spot, I'll go casual and say, let's go. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Another way to look at that too is when I step out of my door, Every day I have a routine, and you're going to give me a control walk from the moment that leash is on and we walk out the door. Control walk all the way around the block to the park, where I'll let you go casual in a certain area, so that there's less confusion as to, well, when am I control? When am I casual? When can I put my head to the ground? When should I not put my head to the ground? You have to define it for your dog, or they just go all out, because we haven't.
That's the thing with him. As soon as he sees you grabbing the leash, he
Mhm.
just like freaks out and gets so excited, and it takes him a while to like calm back down again.
Understood.
So I think I'm doing the controlled walk for a bit first, and then
Mhm.
being free would be useful for him.
Definitely, definitely. I recommend it for everyone,
Yeah.
even if you didn't have an issue.
Okay.
Control walk first, then casual walk as the reward. You know,
Okay.
work then play.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Makes sense. Excellent. So we got about 5 other exercises to run through today. But I think this was important, right? The no pulling. All right. So how about let's just jump into our sit stays, down stay, recall. You guys should kind of have it down back a little bit. Just show me where you at least. So, you know.
He's better with the recall. She's still,
Okay.
I don't know, you still say her name and she's still like in La La Land.
Yeah. Well, she's a beginner.
Yeah.
And so I'm expecting them to not, like some dogs are more talented or more attentive,
Okay.
right? And and if you notice that she is independent more so when you're doing your heels and not checking for the treat as much. So that's understandable. All right. Are you getting on the ground and clapping and doing stuff like that to make her want to come?
No.
Yeah. Well, that's a tip.
Okay.
All right. Come means come get some loving. So let's use Sheba, since Sheba needs something to do. By the way, that was a really good approach to doing a place. All right. All right. So Sheba doesn't want to come because she's with Daddy, right? This is actually case in point. Sheba doesn't want to. I with Daddy? I ain't laying down. Why in the world would I come to you? And it looked like you doing homework. All right. So I got to make Sheba want to come to me, even if it's just out of curiosity. So if I get, well, the treat worked. All right. Well, let's say I didn't have the treat, which I can't do no more. But I'm gonna get low. And this is for you and Mully.
Okay.
But you see, it worked, right? So if you're home by yourself or someplace and no one's around and you get a treat, all right. So then make that what come means.
Okay.
Practice that over and over and over. So come is, if mommy calling me, I won't go. Either she want lay down so I could rub up on her and hug her up and kiss her, or she wanna give me food.
Okay.
He didn't want to come a couple seconds ago. He was like, I'm perfectly happy by Daddy. But he was like, you know what? The guy seems like he got something over there worthwhile. All right, good girl. All right. All right, so now I'm gonna give Daddy the treat, and Daddy gonna say, let's go. Oh, you got one. You got hot dog and all. You got better treat. So let's try it. Well, I gotta let her get it. I gotta let her get this one, or at least a piece of it, so she ain't eating too long. And then you could call her after that. So that's a reward for her coming to me.
Yeah, he's like kind of lost interest.
Yeah. In the treat?
Yeah.
Oh. You mean in general?
Yeah, like earlier he was all about the treat. Now
Yeah.
it's not possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be up and down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Now, this is a great teaching moment. When I'm in this position, Tony now has to do what I do, because he's now competing with my energy, which is like, well, I'm laying down, I'm relaxed, I may have food, so now you might have to just sit a little lower. Okay, good job. Sheba doesn't know you have it, you see, so you got to do something. Good job. And by the way, when I go to persons' homes, I would have the two husband and wife practice what Tony and I doing together, or brother and sister or whatever, back and forth to work on come in a small space with treats and then the right energy.
Okay.
I don't want you to come because I'm putting you in the car to go somewhere you don't want to go or to bring you inside. I'm just calling you because I love to say hi. You got to give your dog the impression that that's what come is all the time, even if it's not.
Okay.
Right, that makes sense?
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into the sit stay so we can go back, get into the come again. All right,